Good morning, everyone. I hope you're keeping well. We're looking forward to gathering together again on Sunday morning and continuing our journey through the book of James. Just a reminder again, obviously, when you come to observe all of the protocols, mask wearing as you come into the building and throughout the service, social distancing when you get into your seat, making sure that you're keeping that social distance. As we try to observe all the protocols for the time being. It's good to be back together again. We're seeing more restrictions lifted today in our community and our society, and hopefully we're on the right road, but we just need to still be that little bit careful. So encourage you to do that. And again, obviously boys and girls coming to Lighthouse Club is in the minor hall. We would love to see you there and be dropped off at the minor hall door and picked up there after the service as well. There will be a Lighthouse Club video as well available after the service on Sunday. We're going to read from part of the passage that we're going to be looking at on Sunday morning from James chapter 2. So let me read it to you, just the first 7 verses. My brothers, show no partiality as you hold the faith in our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory. For if a man wearing a gold ring and fine clothing comes into your assembly, and a poor man in shabby clothing also comes in, and if you pay attention to the one who wears the fine clothing, and say, you sit here in a good place, while you say to the poor man, you stand over there, or sit down at my feet, have you not then made distinctions among yourselves, and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, my beloved brothers, has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he has promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Are not the rich the ones who oppress you, the ones who drag you into court? Are they not the ones who blaspheme the honorable name by which you were called? I wonder what you think of when you think of the word glory. It's there in the very first verse when James talks about the Lord of glory. What do you think of when you think of glory? Scoring the winning goal or try, perhaps, and the glory of that moment. Maybe you think of the majesty and magnificence of a great state occasion or a royal wedding, as they celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's wedding yesterday, and you think back to that day and the grandeur and the majesty of all of that. Maybe you think of that when you think of glory. Maybe you think of opulence or wealth or glamour. Not many people, when they're confronted with the word glory, do they think of a cross. Not many times would they think of a device designed for torture and execution when they think of the word glory. In fact, what happens on a cross is probably the least glorious and most shameful thing that many people could imagine. And yet, Jesus always saw the cross as the moment when he would be glorified. He talks about it a lot in John's Gospel in particular. And James, when he talks about Jesus, the Lord of glory, is not focusing on heaven, is not focusing on the ascended Jesus. No. He's trying to get his readers to understand where Jesus' glory really lies, because they hadn't got a hold of it. They hadn't got a hold of the true glory of Jesus, and it was causing problems in their church. Favoritism, impartiality, discrimination, neglect of the poor, all those things were starting to eat away at the unity of the church, favoring the wealthy, the influential, the powerful over the poor and the lowly and the under-recognized. all those things were happening. And James has to confront those things because they are not the way of the gospel. They are not in keeping with the Lord of glory. Because the glory of the gospel is that Jesus left the riches, the praise, and the honour of the eternal Son to become one of us. He left all the trappings that he rightly deserved. He gave it all up in order to become human. And then, even when he was physically here on earth, he gave up that earthly status even that he had. He gave up anything else that he had. And he gave up the opportunity to gain more wealth, gain more power, gain more influence. Gave all that up for a cross, for death on a cross. But that cross was his glory. That cross where he emptied himself. There we received the riches of his grace. He became poor so that we might become rich through his grace. That's glory. True glory, the kind of glory that James ascribes to Jesus here, is the glory that empties itself in love, that dies for the least of these. That's the glory of the cross. And that's the glory of the gospel. And that's the kind of glory that James wants these Christians and us to be pursuing. And that will affect how we view the rich and the poor, the influential and the powerless. It will change how we view everyone who comes through the doors of our church and everyone with whom we deal out in the world. Because we will see them all through the glory of the one who emptied himself for us and for them. So as we come to church on Sunday, there'll be nobody sitting on the floor, there'll be nobody sitting in a corner, there'll be nobody either offered the best seats in the house. There aren't really any best seats in the house. But hopefully what we will do is we will focus together on the Lord of glory and see how his gospel informs how we live, how we treat one another, and how we magnify him in the world. Hope to see some of you on Sunday. Hope you're able to join us by the live stream if you're not able to be there in person. God bless.